Charlie Sheen. He's been everywhere for the last 3 days, literally speaking what he calls his truth everywhere he can. But for all the outbursts, the 911 calls, and the tabloid headlines, we've never heard as completely from the man as now. The question, what is going on inside the head of Charlie Sheen?
ABC's Andrea Canning was the first to sit down with him this past Saturday morning. There with him as our cameras started rolling at 5:30 in the morning, and he sweated through an intense morning workout. And at the end of our shooting, we wondered, as you no doubt will, what did we just witness? And what will happen next to Charlie Sheen and his family?
He's a true Hollywood rebel.
Sheen pleaded guilty to a misdemeanor.
Who's always kept his out of control.
Wild party at Charlie Sheen's Beverly Hills estate.
On the very edge of in control.
I'm in a much better place these days.
At least until now.
I got magic and I got poetry at my fingertips, and I'm, this includes naps.
A series of rambling radio appearances in the last 2 weeks.
I'm an F-18, bro, and I will destroy you in the air, and I will deploy my ordnance to the ground.
Coming in the wake of drug and alcohol-fueled scandals with porn stars and allegations of violence have left many wondering if Sheen has finally lost it.
Overnight, gas prices went up 6.5 cents, and overnight on CBS programming went down 2.5 men. 2.5 men.
And caused CBS to at least temporarily pull the plug on his hit series. So Sheen took 2020 inside his very private world for a look at what no one else has been able to see, and gave us a first glimpse inside his own mind.
All these radio rants have people thinking Charlie Sheen has got to be on drugs again.
Sure. Yeah. Yeah, I am on a drug. It's called Charlie Sheen. It's not available because if you try it once, you will die. Your face will melt off and your children will weep over your exploded body. Too much. So it's just I woke up and decided, I've been kicked around, I've been criticized, I've been like the aw shucks guy with like this bitch in rock star life, and I'm just finally gonna completely embrace it, wrap both arms around it, and love it violently, and defend it violently through violent hatred.
Are you on anything right now? Are you on any drugs right now?
It seemed a fair question under the circumstances. The slightly hyper demeanor, the non sequiturs.
You're dealing with a Vatican assassin. Sorry. What does that mean, you're wondering? Whatever, it's just a joke. People take everything so literally. How about I tell them I'm a high priest, Vatican assassin warlock. I'm Hitler, you know what I'm saying? Come on, man.
And what does that mean?
I don't know.
Where do these words come from, Charlie?
All those words just sound cool together. It comes from my grand wizard master. I don't know, man. Stuff just comes out, and it's entertaining, and it's fun, and it sounds different than all the other garbage people are spewing,
When was the last time you used?
I do not remember.
A week ago, 2 weeks ago,
maybe a month
2 days ago?
6 weeks. I don't know.
Are you willing to take a drug test?
Sure, you got a cup. I mean, I got nothing to hide.
In fact, right after our interview, he took that test and passed. But is it that easy to give up the role he's played for so long?
People always compare you, the person, to your character on 2.5 Men.
Yeah,
I got $2,000 in my pocket that's itching to turn into $12 and a hangover.
If the true story was ever told, of course, it would have to be on cable.
Some of that true story, of course, has been on display on the front page of every tabloid. But public opinion on Sheen still seems high.
You might think that with all the stories about drugs and porn stars and God knows what else, his show would suffer, but 2.5 Men was the most watched show on television last night. And it was a rerun, too.
Almost as high, perhaps, as his own opinion of himself.
You have millions of fans.
I have billions of fans.
Billions of fans.
Sorry.
Why do you think people love you so much?
Because I'm honest. And I think the honesty not only, shines through in my work, but also in my personal life. Part of that code is apologizing when you're wrong and just owning it, and not like getting into the quagmire of stupidity behind it, but just looking at what you did, own your part, dismiss it and move forward.
Are you apologizing for anything right now?
Oh, wow, God, wow! I kind of set that one up nicely, didn't I? Mm-hmm. Yeah, no, I'm really upset about how something was interpreted that I feel terrible about. So I think we should just clear the air on that. They were like suddenly labeling me an anti-Semite.
On one of those radio interviews last week, Sheen launched into an attack on 2.5 Men creator Chuck Lorre.
It's nothing this side of deplorable that a certain Chaim Levine, yeah, that's Chuck's real name, mistook this rock star for his own selfish exit strategy, bro.
He goes by the name Chuck Lorre. His real name is Charles Levine.
Right.
But you chose to call him Chaim Levine. You took the Hebrew version, which I think people were wondering, why would he do that?
I read it off a vanity card and said it as a joke. I don't know. I didn't make a big deal about it.
Sheen says he saw the name on one of the title cards Lorre inserts at the end of each episode of the show and was simply trying to be funny.
Are you anti-Semitic?
Yeah, no, I'm not. Why would I be? I mean, based on what? No, that's a mindset that I would never entertain.
One message you put out there definitely didn't sit well with people, that using crack or cocaine socially is okay as long as you can handle it.
So come on.
I said, stay away from the crack, which I think is pretty good advice, unless you can manage it socially, Dan.
Was that a joke, or were you being serious?
Think? You're a smart lady.
You tell me.
Yeah, it was a joke. Yes, because it's so absurd. But when you got a highly evolved brain and you're trying to like roll out your humor, you can't. I guess that's on me.
Behind the tough humor, a vulnerability.
Some of it's on me because I was people pleasing for too long, and when you're people pleasing, your soul is dead. Because at the end of the day, you're left with yourself, and you think, God, I didn't take care of myself. Again.
But Sheen says his Hollywood supporters have his back.
Have you had any celebrities reach out to you to try and help you?
Yeah, like radical people like Sean Penn and Mel Gibson and Colin Farrell and Pete Rose. And
who gave you the best piece of advice out of your celebrity friends who've called you?
They didn't give me any advice, and within that, there's great advice. It was just love. It was just seeing what's up.
However, Sheen's father was clearly worried last week when he spoke on British TV.
If he had cancer, how would we treat him, you know? The disease of addiction is a form of cancer.
Can I ask you about the comments that your father, Martin, made?
Nah, I'm not interested in any of that. Nah. Comparing what?
Comparing your issues to cancer.
Yeah, no, he has no right to do that, and that's judgment, and I have no interest in that. I don't care if he's my dad or the guy down the street or someone that, like, fell out of the sky. No interest in that. I don't care if he's my dad. Back off with your judgment.
But the stakes for Sheen have never been higher.
Tell me about the last time you took drugs.
Last time I took drugs, I probably took more than anybody could survive. You know.
What are we talking about? How much?
I don't know, man. I was banging 7-gram rocks and finishing them because that's how I roll. I have one speed. I have one gear. Go.
How do you survive that?
Because I'm me. Because I'm me. I'm different. I just have a different constitution. I have a different brain. I have a different heart. I have a different, I get tiger blood, man.
But does even tiger blood prevent an OD?
You don't worry that you're going to die when you take that many drugs?
Dying's for fools. Sure.
When you look back at the last time you used drugs, are you disgusted with yourself? Or do you think, how could I have done that?
I'm proud of what I've created. It was radical.
You're proud of that party moment?
Of course. Why wouldn't I be?
Drugs?
No,
Why would you be?
Because I expose people to magic. I expose them to something they're never otherwise going to see in their boring, normal lives.
So how do you get that out
of your system? You close your eyes and you change your brain. It's not that complicated.
How can anyone believe that you will stay clean, given your track record?
I'm not interested in what people believe. I'm interested in what I believe, and I believe in the truth.